What is up, my frosty brethren? My name is Arctic, and today I'm bringing you guys some Destiny gameplay commentary talking about the update 2.0 for PvP specifically. I've been having a blast playing in 2.0 so far. And for those of you guys that have watched my channel for a long time, you guys know I use a whole hell of a lot of weapons. I've been getting a lot of one-off comments on from folks that either have seen my video in passing or don't follow explicitly, so they don't know the whole deal. So I've used a whole lot of weapons. I've never ever explicitly used one weapon for too long since the beginning of the game. I've just been rotating. I've just found more personal enjoyment using a whole bunch of weapons in a game that's about a lot of different weapons. So for me, it's never really been about trying to min-max as much. I've said this a couple times, but rather figuring out how to utilize as many different weapons for whatever the situation may call at hand. And I found that to be really a test of improvement, I guess, self-improvement, and learning how to play the ins and outs of the maps and matches and matchups, so to speak, when you're dealing with the last word or thorn or whatever back in previously. So for 2.0, the update has really enhanced my style of play because I feel like I'm really versatile and I have a really good understanding of what works when and where and how to best utilize it. So so far, I would say that most of what I said about the weapons that would be on top, mostly pulse rifles, has come to light. I've been dropping some really nasty gameplays with Red Death. I went back to time on target again, dropped some ridiculous gameplays with time on target, and there are a couple really surprising outliers that I thought would be okay, but they're actually performing better than I thought, and that's Hardlight is one of them. Just generally auto rifles in general are performing a lot better than I thought they would. I had some folks ask me about Suros, and I don't know what it is. I would rather use Hardlight than Suros because of the rate of fire. I know that Suros can hit like a truck. I know there's some tricks to fire the weapon faster. I'm not going to go into that. Maybe I'll do a tips and tactics video on that explicitly. But, I just have not really been enjoying Suros a whole lot. I'd just much rather play with Hardlight. I think it's partially because I love the animation of Hardlight a lot more. But, that weapon has really surprised me. And the other one that I have really enjoyed using whenever I was in my scout rifle kick, or weakest scout rifles or whatever, is Mida multi-tool has been really fun to use, especially in Rift. It feels, and obviously they bumped up the damage output a little bit. It does 57 to the head instead of 55. But for Rift, I think the movement speed makes it a lot better. And because you have a movement speed, if you're really good at strafing, I think a lot of folks that play Halo might, like the Mida multi-tool a lot. I know some folks, at least some Twitch streamers, are really anxious to use it or have been using it, that is specifically calling out Fizzer, because he's a dude that has a lot of background in Halo. So a lot of those dudes that explicitly use their strafing to out BR people, seems like they've gravitated towards the Mida multi-tool as that strafe weapon. If you have a really good strafe, you're gonna just melt people. I'm not too happy about them nerfing the hip fire on scout rifles, but I've dropped some pretty nasty games with the Mida multi-tool as well, and I feel like it is performing better than I thought it would. But I feel like in most situations I would probably defer to a pulse rifle as of right now. I don't know if that would call it the new meta. I think there's a lot of things that you can get away with now that you couldn't previously, but it's certainly a lot better. Outside of that, it seems like, and I need to double check this, all of the melees have been reduced on the Warlock, so they don't feel like meleeing masters. But I think if you're running a Sunsinger and you have that Scorch melee with the shield, with the flame shield, you're still gonna feel pretty good when you smacking people around and getting those insta kills. It still feels great. Grenade damage is also reduced. Notice that on my fire bolts, they're still wicked though. You land one hit and let them burn, they'll still turn into barbecue. So it's feeling good to use that. I still have to mess around with more classes. I did use Blink for a little bit, and that feels, I don't know if it feels better. It doesn't feel as good in terms of you know, the animation, I guess, is slowed down a little bit by like 0.7 seconds or something like that. And I think because of that, when you take out your weapon, that's actually slowed a little bit. So Blink shotgunning isn't as big of an issue. Speaking of shotgunning, I've not been shotgunned nearly as much from far ranges. I have been shotgunned in what I feel like is reasonable ranges, but I've not been sniped by any shotguns lately. So that is a plus. I don't know if I'm missing anything else really. Snipers, if you're using Field Scout, which was the thing after the previous update, a lot of folks using Field Scout, it is better. And oh, final rounding. I don't think I've been final rounded at all, which is pretty amazing because you have to hit a headshot. So yeah, I mean, 2.0 is feeling really good. If you left Destiny because you were fed up with the meta, you didn't like, you know, Thorn, you didn't like Last Word, or where they just nerfed your weapon into the ground, now's a good time to come back, get some gameplay in on PvP. You know, I don't have any strong opinions on the single player. Obviously, I can't until Taken King comes out, so I can't really speak to that if that was a reason that you didn't like it. But the update 2.0 certainly has made the weapon balance seem more versatile, so I think you'll have a more enjoyment using a lot of different weapons. All that being said, I hope that Bungie does not take 200 and something days to update their game again if there needs to be a tweak to weapons or whatever like that in the future. Once they get their data, which I'm sure they're going to get really quickly, I hope they are much better about balancing this game out and making it an enjoyable experience for as many people as possible. Because just from a pure developer standpoint, I can't really applaud them for waiting 200 some days to update some damn weapons. It's just tweaking number values, really. You know, and I'm just speaking from experience. So I just puzzled about, you know, why they took so much time to do this, other than you know focusing on it around the Taken King, I guess, and getting people excited. But you know, they still could have been doing incremental updates in between there just to make things a little bit better for folks. So really surprised at that. Hopefully they continue to improve on this process as many of our Guardians continue in the Crucible. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts on it. If you have any questions about any specific weapons, please let me know. I'll try to include as many gameplays as I can in the coming weeks, as well as my tips and tactics series continuing on for the Taken King. So till the next time, folks, I will catch you all later. Stay frosty. If you like this video, you should probably click on the one down below. That'll take you to another video. You may like it. A little bit about me. I'm a former pro player. I play PC and console, mostly shooters. I also have a gaming podcast. I do tips and tactics, live gameplays. Check out my Twitch. Also, I work in the industry. Why are you not subscribed?